All right, from one pharmaceutical company, let's go on to another healthcare diagnostics company. Fortis Healthcare reported a steady set of numbers in the second quarter. Revenue saw a growth of about 10%. Hospital revenue aided by improvement in the average revenue per operating bed, but margins came in flat on a year-on-year basis. We do have Ashutosh Raghuvanshi, who's the managing director and the CEO at Fortis Healthcare, joining in. Ashutosh, thank you for joining in, and season's greetings to you and your team. Just wanted to know about a couple of details for your second half. What kind of occupancies and average revenue per occupied bed are you factoring in for the second half of this year? 70% plus for both these factors?
See, we have seen a very steady growth in the average realization per occupied bed over the last about 6 to 7 quarters. And I think that trend should continue. And that is primarily coming because of the complexity of cases is increasing, and the kind of patient mix and case mix we are having, that is resulting into that. As far as occupancy is concerned, we expect it to be somewhere upwards of 70%. Which would be slightly higher than the H1.
And average revenue per occupied bed, where would it be in the second half? How much higher would it be?
See, the growth rate of ARPOB has been very high, and I don't think it will remain at the same magnitude, but we expect at least 8 to 10% increase in that.
Got it. Hi, good morning, Mr. Raghuvanshi, and always good to see you in. Wishing you and your team a very, very happy Diwali. Well, in terms of your numbers, let's slice it a little bit more. The surgical revenue, I think that's at around 61% of sales. So give us a few more details. High-end surgeries, how much do they contribute, and where is that number headed? If you could give us a bit of a guidance out there. And international patient revenue as well has moved up. What's the guidance out here, and where do you see this number move to?
So the complexity of cases has been increasing. As I said, that, our portfolio is such that we do tertiary, quaternary kind of care. So that kind of cases, majority of the surgical revenue comes from complex work itself. Neurosurgery is a big part of our portfolio. Other than that, we have a lot of orthopedic, joint replacement, robotic surgeries, etc. So that trend would remain as such. And as far as international business is concerned, that has grown significantly, but it has been slightly below our expectation. We expect to see a better growth because we are going for several measures like direct sell into different international markets, etc. So we expect that to increase marginally during this half, but I think in the subsequent years we should see a much better growth on the international as well.
How much will it contribute as a percentage of your mix?
As a percentage, we have still come back only to the pre-COVID levels, which is approximately 10% of our revenue from the international. And we expect that to remain more or less in percentage terms at the same level, but in absolute terms, it would grow. The reason for that is because our base of domestic patients is continuously increasing at a fast pace.
Okay, all right, no, fair enough. A lot of hospital chains are focused on their international patient segment, so we'll sort of keep coming back to you for more information. Mr. Raghuvanshi, good morning, Prashant here. If you can talk to us a little bit about the diagnostics business. I think here growth perhaps is lagging, players like Dr. Lal's, etc., by some bit. Could you explain what was the operating environment like in terms of competition, etc., discounting? Dr. Lal, by the way, was with us, I think, the week before last, and they were telling us that, competition is still there, but it is not price-based anymore. That verse of discounting, etc., is behind. Do you sense that as well? And for Fortis's diagnostic business, what were margins this quarter, and what's the guidance?
Prashant, as you must be aware that our subsidiary Agilus Diagnostics has filed for an IPO. So I'm sorry, but I will not be able to answer any specific forward-looking questions. The general environment of diagnostic is concerned. It definitely is settling down and is becoming much better than the challenges of past.
Okay, so can you tell us the IPO, I mean, can you talk to us a little bit about the IPO itself, or no, that's off bounds for now?
Yeah, no, sorry, I don't think I would be able to speak about that.
Okay.
All right, that'll be interesting. But, just your thoughts on, not specifically about the IPO, but by when do you think, the street should look at the listing or the offer?
We have filed in the month of September, and depending on all the clearances, it will go. Of course, we will keep you posted as it develops.
Will it be a fresh issue or just an offer for sale? Just wanted to understand that. Or a mix of both?
It is primarily an offer for sale.
Okay, all right. Mr. Raghuvanshi, let's focus on the business then, because you're not giving us too much with regard to that IPO, and we'll wait by for further details on that front. But tell us, are you looking at divesting any of the non-core assets or a couple of, parts of your business that you're looking to divest, or are you done with that?
No, see, as you must be aware, that we have already divested one of our facilities in Chennai. We continue to sort of review our portfolio and see the focus geographies where we have good presence, and some of the facilities we are in the process of evaluating whether they are enough, they're important enough for us in the larger scheme of things, and we would possibly be looking at one or two more areas as well.
So we can hear about them in the coming quarter, second half of the year?
Absolutely.
Okay, and final question from my end then. What's the status on the open offer from IHH? We have not heard about an update out there. If you could tell us, where is it at now, and when do things get resolved?
So the legal hearings are still, legal matters are pending, and in the Delhi High Court. So we expect some clarity to come from there, and that would determine the approach. As far as MTO is concerned, that is an IHH matter. But what I'm aware of is that as and when at the earliest we can get the necessary clearances, we will go ahead with it.
You said you are looking at rationalizing one or two more areas, or looking at unlocking value out there, or divesting those businesses. Could you give us a sense of what geographies and what hospitals you're talking about?
So we have a cluster strategy. So the clusters we are focusing on is Punjab, NCR, Western around Mumbai, Kolkata and Bangalore. We are looking at Chennai asset as a potential to the asset for divestment.
All right. So after having divested the Arcot Road facility, you are looking at another asset for divestment out there as well. Take that point. Thanks a lot, Mr. Raghuvanshi, for joining in and giving us a detailed outlook on your business, as much as you could have given us. With that, we'll take into a short break, and on the other side, we get chatting.